Yeah, I don't see the stream.
Okay, it is up.
Oh,
I
there
see
it is.
people. Okay, so you're gonna hear some background chit chat while I'm setting up, guys. Sorry, we're a little delayed due to some unforeseen circumstances, but we're gonna get there. And obviously, this is WBPL 76 production, so everything on time or well done is not our thing.
How do I get the chat to pop out better?
You can click on the little cog and there's a little pop out.
Wait, what is that? What is that topic name for the voice channel?
I don't know.
Kliever 80% bad
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're supposed to be quiet. We're not quite started yet. This is like background. Like, you hear this from the stage. That's all you get. You hear, like, the people in the back just talking.
Do they hear us right now?
Yeah, they can kind of hear it. It's purposeful.
I don't see chat.
Hi, Mom.
It popped out. I don't see it.
The Industrial Revolution and its consequences. That's it. Every answer just drop a different piece of the fucking manifesto.
What are these things?
Chat is hidden. Why can't I get this to
Hey,
work?
wait a minute. Diggs' picture is rocking a sweet bass.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like a bass.
Looks like a
Wait,
Yamaha headstock.
We're not quite there. I swapped on accident. Hey guys,
Wait, hold on.
we're not here yet. Hold on.
Is
Look,
Diggs
saw
wearing the
nothing?
Pit
Looking at
Viper
the chat pop
goggles?
out.
Where's my fucking debate?
He is. He's wearing Pit Viper goggles.
He's wearing the Pit Vipers.
That's a Yamaha
Okay,
bass
chat.
headstock.
If I pop out chat, how do I look at it? Because it just says chat is hidden.
Well, chat. I don't know if you're shitting from chat. I think that's a extension thing. It might have been like something that broke if you're using like.
Oh, it's a
anything.
pop up. Got it.
Oh.
Allow pop up.
Don't know what any of those words mean.
We're just gonna be loud on it. Hey everybody,
Hello.
it's not Mr. Brushface. For some reason, his fucking shit is stuck.
What? What about my? Oh, it's not doing it. Oh,
Doesn't
there it
want me
is.
to grab your fucking name. Delete it.
No name for you.
Look, it's Exemplus.
That's fine.
Where the hell did
Hi, I'm Exemplus.
Did I delete the wrong thing? Wait, why is there two keys? Hey, everybody. We can just start. I can slowly build this as we go. Go ahead.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. Today, we are here to conduct the final part of the AUX mayoral elections. We are here to do a debate in a true style. It's going to be a little silly. It's going to be a lot of fun. We hope that you'll bear with us. So what we're going to do today is we're going to cough off the microphone so you don't have to hear it. But what we're going to do is we're going to go through questions. And if you haven't seen a political debate, they generally go very well. There's generally never issues. People don't ever talk over one another. So it'll be pretty quick. It'll be pretty easy, and there shouldn't be any interruptions. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down a list. I need to give a shout out to Rail for going through the massive question channel and picking out some real bangers of questions. We're going to go through the questions. We're going to address the questions to each of our four candidates in turn, and they will have 90 seconds to respond. Now, candidates are not required to answer every question, but we do intend that they give it their best. After we run out of all the quote-unquote good questions, as Rail puts it, we'll have a lightning round with the silly questions that I have pulled directly from the channel. So we're going to start off now by letting the candidates introduce themselves, and going down the list, we have Mr. Kliever. Say hello.
Meow.
And next up we have LizardMom, who needs no introduction, but go for it.
Ah.
Well said. And then you know him, you fear him, the parasite himself, Mr. Brushface's mustache. How are you doing?
Greetings, everyone. So good to see you all here today.
And of course, the man who brings many cursed things into the world, hider of urban mechs, toaster of pork chops, Mr. MadDucks himself.
Yeah, what was the toasted pork chop thing?
It was actually really good. Anyway, thank you. Right good, honorable Mr. Exemplus. Hello and greetings, salutations. Bonjour. I think that's French. I'm not really sure. I think ciao is Italian. Hola, that's in a language. Konnichiwa, that's definitely in a language. I think Namaste is Hindi. Guten Tag, that was definitely German. I don't even have to Google that one. Loha also. I think Shalom. I think I already said Namaste. Anyway, I am mad. I'm out of time.
All right. So thank you again for joining us today. My stream seems to be messed up. Let me just turn down the quality. There we go. All right. Well, we'll get to it unless anyone has any questions before we start.
Can you actually fix my name in stream?
Yeah.
I cannot.
I believe those were varying forms of Spanish he was speaking.
I've got
They
my
were-
debate questions here somewhere.
Possibly languages. I don't know.
Hold on.
I had questions, but I left them in the periphery on the bus.
Okay. Our first question comes to us today from Gabe Ray. To all candidates, and we're going to go order Kliever, Liz, Brushface, and Ducks. You have 90 seconds to respond. Gabe Ray asks, which type of pasta would you rename and to what? Kliever.
I'm gonna rename, and this is a personal gripe, Ditalini, those little tiny ones, I'm going to rename them to absolutely useless for anything but soup. I have a personal grudge. My family keeps fucking making that shit, and it's annoying. That is all I have to say on that.
Very well. Liz, which type of pasta would you rename and to what?
This could go for all of them, but I think I'd rename probably spaghetti to noodles. All of them noodles.
Just everything noodles.
Yes.
Do you feel like that would be confusing?
No.
You heard it here, folks.
Chaos. I love it.
It's a hype train. Whoa.
Okay.
Hey guys, thanks for the support.
Brushface.
Well, looking at things, I would have to look at angel hair. I mean, it's not angel hair at all. It's a lie. And I would have to rename it to Lie, because that's exactly what it is. It's neither angel nor is it hair. It's neither. And it just sticks in my craw. I cannot help it. That's my answer.
Fair enough. Ducks.
If I could rename any one pasta, I would absolutely, I do not even have to hesitate for this. I would rename fettuccine to flat shoelace sized shaped noodles because plain and simple, it's like a tiny little flexible plank. It has no other properties of noodles. And I won't go into the ethical reasons, but I am absolutely adamant on this one. I will build a hill and die on it if I have to.
Yeah.
Excellent. Would anybody like an opportunity to rebut?
You said butt.
I did say butt. I'm going to say butt a lot.
I would like to.
Okay, Kliever, go ahead. You have 30 seconds to rebut.
I just want to say everything that Brushface says is a lie. Therefore, he should not be able to rename angel hair at all on the grounds it is a lie when he himself does not know what the truth is. My opponent is a parasite. He is not an actual mustache. That is all.
Kliever believes angel hair pasta is actually hair. Moving on. From Joseph Hobbs asks, if you had to be isekai'd, and I can provide clarity on what that is, which setting would you want to be isekai'd into? Kliever.
Oh my god.
I'm going to keep it real with you, Chief. Does it have to be anime?
No.
Hey, you know what? Go into
No?
any world you want.
Oh, shit. Now we got a rabbit hole.
30 seconds.
He's got 90. Well, he's got a minute
Zootopia,
and 18.
Star Wars, BattleTech, or...
Gotta
Fuck
pick
it, we'll
one.
go with those three.
Don't waffle. Pick one, and why?
No, I'll say one of those three and then throw a dart while blindfolded. I'll take any of them.
You heard it here, folks. Kliever just can't make up his mind. Liz. Isekai.
I'd like to take the context thing.
So isekai, to the best of my understanding, is an anime where someone from the modern current age is transported to a different world and or universe. Like if you're familiar with the show, Inuyasha would be a wonderful example that Kagome gets isekai'd back into feudal Japan where there's magic and demons.
Is Bleach also an isekai?
I've never seen it.
You just die and go to Death Hell Place.
Death Hell Place. Liz, where do you want to go to Death Hell Place?
Well,
You could
I
go to
played
any fantasy setting, pretty much. Where would you go?
the 90s era Federation of Planets in Star Trek, because if I'm already terrifying educated people with how I fix things, I can only imagine the chaos I could sow in a cashless society of professionals.
Excellent. Brushface.
That is a very good question. Thank you for asking that question. It's a very solid question. Now, I would be going with Starship Trooper, and I know you're going to ask, why would I choose Starship Trooper, Brushface? Well, it's very simple. Because you can fly in ships, drive in mechs of your own making, and destroy copious amounts of bugs. And who wouldn't want to do that for humanity?
Super.
Excellent. Ducks.
Actually, this may come as a little offhand, but if you think about it, I would 1000% go for the World of Outlaw Star for the simple purpose of their spaceships that are arm wrestling in space. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't have to make sense. They got like giant missiles that do nothing. I don't care. And that's nonsensical and ridiculous. And Outlaw Star.
I
Arm
love
wrestling
it.
ships.
I love it. Would anybody like the chance to rebut?
Can I actually change my answer real quick instead of rebut?
No. Moving on.
Fuck.
Soap
He said
Dictator
what?
asks, waffles or pancakes? Kliever.
Waffles, all right? Pancakes are good. Don't get me wrong. Pancakes are still valid. But waffles have integral pockets for the syrup. They hold the syrup. So that way, if you have eggs and bacon and such on the plate too, and you don't want to get syrup on them, easy. Just pour it into the waffle, not onto the plate where, with pancakes, it just pours off the top. See? Some of us got to keep it civilized here.
An exceedingly pragmatic response from a minimally pragmatic man. Liz.
Take the pancake mix, throw it in the waffle iron. Make sure it's really fluffy pancake mix.
Ooh.
And then you have a pancake waffle, and then make sure, because then you have a pancake waffle that can not only contain but soak it, and it might even escape because it soaks too much if you add too much. And add the butter, and now I'm hungry.
Me too.
Excellent. Mr. Brushface.
Well, thank you, Chuck, for the question. Now, I would go with pancakes. And the reason being because it is a traditional form. You could use it, fill it with many different things that you cannot with waffles, such as rice, if you want to give it more filling and to save more pancake for later eating. So I would stick with the pancake. It's all about, yes, the drizzle. It is good. You want the drizzle. You want it to get all over the place, the syrup. It is just a part of the whole experience of breakfast.
Big shout out to Diggs right now, bud. Oh my.
Big shout out to Granite Elephant.
What's up, Granite? Everybody say hello to Granite.
Hi, Granite.
Ducks, waffles,
Hello, Granite.
pancakes.
Well, my answer is simple because waffles have greater structural integrity. They have you can scrape butter along the top. It doesn't get all the way down into the little pockets. And then you could cut out the little squares with your fork and dip it into the syrup. And it is great. It is crunchy on the outside, is soft on the inside. And I find myself still thinking, hearing somebody very recently mentioning waffles and rice, and I've suffered psychic damage from that. And like, this is the dude. I'm like, no.
So this is a moderator request. You still have a minute on your response. Can you elaborate on waffles and rice for the audience?
Do you mean myself?
Yeah.
Now, one of my opponents mentioned waffles and filling and rice in the same sentence, and I cannot mentally unwrap that and put it in a series of words that make sense. And bear in mind, I'm usually good at lunacy, so I have no idea what happened right before I started talking.
That happens to me all the time. Would anybody like a chance to rebut?
Yes.
Liz, you have 30 seconds.
I forgot what I'm rebuttaling to. Crap. But basically, it comes down to we're
Listen,
asking about pancakes and waffles,
sure
but
that's
why not
important, but-
crepes?
I have strong opinions. I'm not sure what they are, but I have very strong opinions.
Well, just yes, but no, I'm not going to go down that road. Just Belgian waffles. It's not a real thing. Belgian's not real. They can't hurt you. Don't worry about it.
You heard it here, folks. Belgium isn't real, just like Canada. All right. Moving right along. From Opiker, I am probably not pronouncing that right, but I really don't care. What will you bring to community night, Kliever?
For community night,
Yeah.
I would like to actually see us all. This is genuine. I would like to actually see us all play some games. As people are hopefully aware, the Star Wars Classic Collection is going to be releasing. Personally, I grew up playing the original Battlefront 2 on PS2. I know that game will run on a potato. With community night, we could potentially get entire lobbies full and play just massive space battles, ground battles, everything. I think it would be a great experience for the community.
Excellent. Liz?
I probably similar to Kliever, actually. That's kind of in line. And yeah, just different games. Battlefront 2 for sure, but other games as well.
Excellent. Brushface, what will you
I
bring to
must
community?
apologize. I had a situation. I will ask you politely if you could repeat the question.
The question was from Opiker, again, mispronouncing. What will you bring to community night?
Beans and glory. That's what I'll bring to community night. Thank you for the question. Wonderful question. I love you all.
Outstanding. Ducks.
Horrible, horrible, awful karaoke.
What type of genre would you bring, Ducks?
It would vary wildly. Mostly just catchy things that will stick in people's heads, like "Never Gonna Give You Up" and Bohemian Rhapsody. Stuff that I guess I already pop into channels, sing till people sing along with, and I leave. Chaos. Chaos is really what the correct answer.
Chaos reigns eternal. Let's do a side deviation. You are attending the Battlefront Bean and Karaoke party for community night. Which song do you sing? And if it's a duet, who do you sing it with? Kliever.
You know what? I'm gonna pull out a classic. We're gonna sing the Rickroll theme song, "Never Gonna Give You Up," and I would like to turn it into a duet. As you know, we established a rule of whoever wins has to marry Digi. I'm gonna pull my wife
Yay.
up here. Digi, get up here. We're gonna sing this shit. Let's
Uh.
go, community night. If I somehow win this, I'm holding you to this, Digi. I hope you're hearing this.
I hear
I'm not
you.
letting it go.
Digi
I hear
is
you.
here, and for those of you who need context on that, Digi, the anti-digs, has stated that he is going to marry whomever the mayor is.
Yep.
So we're looking forward to the wedding. Liz, what song would you sing?
The Evangelion theme song, auto-tuned to the Trollolol song by that guy from the Soviet Union.
Jesus Christ. Oh, Brushface.
Okay, that was good. It would be let's see. Big Butts from Sir Mix-a-Lot with Kermit the Frog, believe it or not.
Excellent. Pulling in the celebrity stream. Ducks, what song would you sing?
I can't top Sir Mix-a-Lot with Kermit the Frog. I withdraw my answer. That the perfect answer has been given. I give one imaginary point to my opponent.
You heard it
And
here,
I
folks.
thank you.
All right. Moving along. From Damascus, our resident gun channel denizen who just absolutely hates the forward assist. Damascus asks, what will you name the official bird of the AUX? Kliever.
I would say, this is a good one. You know what? I would say the official bird of the AUX is a crow. Reason being, crows are smart enough, and when someone fucks with you, you remember it. Because we remember what Comstar did. And under my watch, Comstar will never come back here again.
Nice.
Excellent. Liz, what would you name the official bird?
I would name the bird Birdie.
Excellent. Classic. Brushface, do you know what a bird is?
Yes, it's a thing that spins its head around really fast and is able to take flight. But to answer your question, what bird? It would be the blue-footed booby because it's funny.
It is funny. It is funny. Ducks, can you top the booby?
If I had to name any bird for the AUX, I would make it something simple, something easy to remember, something easy to spell for those among us that, struggle with remembering long names. I would name it Bob. It's the easiest name to remember. It's literally 3 letters. 2 of them are the same letter. It's the most considerate thing that I can think. Bob. Bob the bird.
Bob the bird. We salute you, Bob the bird. Okay. Would anybody like a chance to rebut?
But
He said,
I would just like to say, he said the bird named the booby would be the funniest. I'm going to rebuttal and say, no, it would in fact be the tit that is the funniest.
I
Oh,
have a rebuttal.
Liz.
We're all talking about which bird we'd pick, but we're not talking about the fact that they're all drones.
That
No,
is a
we're
fair
not.
question.
But they are listening. So we'll move on.
All right.
This one comes from Mr. Tex.
Oh, no.
Mr. Tex asks, has anyone ever been so far as to want to do more like? Kliever.
I'm going to apologize. I completely blanked. What was the question?
Has anyone ever been so far as to want to do more like? You have 90 seconds.
Well, you see, I think that's a very good question. We should all applaud this man for this question. This is definitely
Son of a
one of
bitch.
the best questions we have ever heard in our lifetime. Probably the best one that we are ever going to hear. And on top of this, I feel we should nominate this man as for an award of top question giver of the world. That said, it's a very interesting question. This question reminds me of a time when I got asked another question, and yeah, that was a very good one. I'm sure my other candidates are probably going to agree with me here. This is definitely a excellent question. Uh yeah, so
30 seconds.
I'm thinking from here on we should probably take this question, maybe frame it probably in the mayor's office. This should be our we should ask ourselves this every morning that we walk into the office, which is really just a trailer we parked in the somewhat less shitty area of the aux. But really this question,
5 seconds.
I don't know. I mean, it's a great question,
Thank you, Kliever. Liz.
I think that lag is fun.
Excellent. Brushface.
I have to agree with Kliever on this one. It was a fantastic question, no doubt about it. One of the hands down best questions ever asked, ever. And yes, it does need to be framed, but a very nice frame, one that has a little bit of golden trim and everything else we can put with good lighting and in the best spot for all to see. This particular question, bravo, good sir. Thank you so much. It was hands down. This is the question which all other questions must emulate, in I believe, to expand upon what Kliever had said. Yes, most certainly one of the best questions I've ever seen, and this man should be awarded, applauded, and lauded publicly for all to see and hear. Yes, no doubt. Thank you for the question, sir. Thank you so much. I hope that answers your question, and good
second.
day.
All right. Ducks, I can repeat the question if you'd like.
At this point, I need that, yes.
Excellent. The question was, has anyone ever been so far as to want to do more like?
Well, yes, actually. If you can look at that from 2 points of view, wanting to do more like or liking to do more want. Now, personally, I like the occasional bit of mischief. I like to do more. I like to be involved. And, as a longtime member of Cargonia, I can only say, Hail, hail, Cargonia, land of stolen things. Obey the quartermaster unless he's a link.
That is the correct answer. Excellent. Would anybody like to rebut?
Yes.
Liz, you have 30 seconds.
I actually missed the entire question, and then after the filibusters, I completely lost the track. So my rebuttal is, what? To
Fair.
all of them.
Fair and balanced. All right.
I'd like to rebut.
You have 30 seconds.
Well, you see, while Brushface was stealing my question, stealing my answer, I should say, I would just like to say that while he may not have answered the question, I'm just saying that this question is definitely the best question we've ever gotten, and I think it's probably going to be the best one in the debate entirely. In addition to framing it, I would love to put a statue of Mr. Tex right in front of the mayor's office trailer park, and have it inscribed into a
Sorry, Mr. Kliever, you are out of time.
And I would like to rebut as well. You see, as much as Mr. Kliever would like to do these things to encapsulate Mr. Tex's question to such a degree, I would say you have to go further than that, even greater, grander, and more Oxlandian. Yes, that's my answer to that.
Excellent. Well, everyone has had a chance to rebut. So this question is from the caretaker of the AUX. You know him. You love him. He is quite literally 7.5 feet tall. From Diggs. Diggs hangry. What feed? Kliever.
Kliever feed Diggs hangry. Anything Diggs ask for, because Diggs be big bear. Diggs scare small cat.
I'm afraid we're going to need a specific answer.
Yeah, that's the
Waffling
that's
is not
Gummy's
permitted.
answer. I don't like to be handed back the answer. So give me what we're eating today.
You have been refunded your time.
I'm gonna go with a safe bet of. We're gonna go with some spaghetti. We're gonna throw some Italian sausage on the side, hot or sweet. Probably one of both. Then we're gonna throw on some Romano cheese. Maybe make up a nice Cajun Alfredo. In fact, actually, we're gonna take those sausages, chop that up, throw that in the Cajun Alfredo. Get that all mixed up. Some cayenne, some red pepper, little bit of heat, not too much. Good flavor overall. What say you, Diggs?
I do love me a good Italian. That would be fun.
Liz, what feed?
A giant pot of honey.
Simple, eloquent, straight to the point. Brushface.
Beans, burgers, and more beans? That is my answer.
Classic. Ducks.
I will be feeding Diggs. In fact, Diggs, start driving, get over here. I will make you some of my now semi-infamous pork toast.
Pork toast.
Pork toast.
I would try it.
I would also try your pork toast, Ducks.
Maybe at the meetup next year, you can make some pork toast.
It was confusingly good.
I will bring the cheapest toaster Goodwill has to offer, specifically so we can start a fire. But Nova, don't worry, we won't do it inside.
Not in her fire pit that she can't have in her backyard.
Right, of course. Would anybody like a chance to rebut?
I would like to rebut.
Liz, you have 30 seconds.
So this is to Brushface. How are we gonna feed Diggs beans when the BPL stole them all?
Ooh.
A stout question. Brushface, how do you respond? You have 30
I
seconds.
respond with, well, first we must recover the beans. Unfortunately, it wouldn't be a costly affair, but we must feed the bear, and we will have to get the beans. And that means we will have to fight for our right to bean.
I would like to add as well on my own end that under myself, under the Catboy Party, we would not lose the beans in the first place. The beans will be kept secure, and on top of that, I would never feed Diggs honey just so callously like that. That is a harmful racial stereotype about bears.
I agree. It is a racial stereotype. How dare you?
All right. What's a debate without a little speciesism? Speciesism? You know what? Moving on. From
Close enough.
Storm Song, one of our brave mayoral candidates is not with us today. Storm Song asks, if you had to replace yourself with another AUX member as your impersonator, who would you choose and why? Kliever.
There are few that seem to match my brand of chaos. That said, there are two that I would pick. One would be the main, the other one is the backup in case that one gets assassinated, which it's me, so this is a very likely possibility. First off, I would put Andy as my first impersonator because that dog is utterly just broken in the fucking mind. If Andy somehow gets shot after me, I would say Leth, a recent addition to the AUX, would make a very, very good stand-in for myself.
Excellent. Liz.
Would I be able to get a repeat of the question?
Of course. If you had to replace yourself with another AUX member as your impersonator, who would you choose and why?
Oh, thank you for the repeat. I would choose Scarab, because Scarab is the shadow government behind the mining party.
Excellent.
I trust that guy.
Yeah. Scarab does have the best question, I think, of the debates. Brushface. Replace yourself.
Well, now, if I had to duplicate myself, I would do so. Oh, I mean, if someone had to replace me, it would be, no doubt, Mr. Stormsong himself. Seeing how that he's already represented me before, very well, I might add. And if that was an unfortunate kerfluffle, then it would have to go to my other right-hand man, which would be Mr. Loreman, because he's been so helpful, and I believe that he would be able to do a bang-up job, no doubt.
Excellent. Big shout out to Loreman, who's with us in the chat today.
What a guy.
An absolutely stand-up guy.
He's amazing.
You know him. You love him. Everybody say hello to Loreman.
Loreman's
Hey,
a
Loreman.
great guy.
Loreman.
Hi, Larman.
Doug.
Hi, Lorman.
Same question.
Okay. The only person that can truly replicate my madness is Squick, who is unfortunately probably not eligible for this statement, I guess. So in that case, I would have to go with Night Owl, simply because Night Owl has been rolling his eyes and saying ducks no so many times that he could probably guess what sort of weird things I would be saying. So I would make it Night Owl's problem.
Excellent.
Approved.
Would anybody like a chance to rebut?
You said but.
I will
He
say
said
but.
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 Rebut this. Hand eggplant.
LOL. Lamau even. All right. Let me see. Sorry, my push to talk button is the tilde and it's just erasing text, so I have to be careful where I'm clicking when I key up. So, from Cookie Mama, from the mama of all of our hearts. If someone were to present you a gift certificate to the now defunct and eliminated, unjustly so, Wide Tom's Bean House, what would you eat first and why? Kliever.
Can you repeat the question?
I sure can. If someone were to present you a gift certificate to Wide Tom's Bean House, what would you eat first and why?
I'm gonna go with Wide Tom's signature bean chili. That's what I'm gonna go with. You know, it's a Wide Tom staple, whether you like beans in your chili or not, or even if it counts as chili or not. But at the end of the day, Wide Tom is our Lord and Savior, and we should all do our damnedest to follow Wide Tom. Praise be unto him. Peace be upon his name. Wide Tom.
Rest in peace.
No, Wide Tom is never gone. Wide Tom is forever in our hearts, in our
You get
ears,
F's
in
in
our
the
minds,
chat
and in our
for
stomachs.
the Beanhouse chat.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Maybe the real bean house was the Wide Toms we found along the way, but at the end of the day, I'm going with Wide Tom's signature dish.
Okay. Excellent. Liz, what would you eat first at White Tom's Bean House with your gift certificate?
Well, you see, I have an allergy to capsaicin that ends violently, and most everything there has capsaicin, so if I have to go out, I'm gonna go out in style with Uncle Zorg's Bean Bowl.
Wonderful. Brushface.
Well, now, visiting again White Tom's Bean House, it would be having to go with the endless bucket o' beans, where Tom graciously gifts you with a bucket that seems absolutely endless. Where the beans are coming from, nobody knows, but you just keep eating, and even if you think you're about to scrape the bottom, you turn around and there's more beans in there. Where does it come from? Again, I do not know, but I would have to go with the endless bucket o' beans. A true classic.
Excellent. Ducks.
Having barely survived the never-ending bean bucket on my last visit there, I did decide that if I were able to go back for medical reasons, I was going to try the habanero bean bucket. It is 5 gallons of beans and 3 gallons of habaneros. And if you survive, you get a free t-shirt that's probably covered in what is legally blood. And it's been my life's goal to try the habanero bean bucket. And if the opportunity ever presents itself, I will do so without hesitation. And if I die as I lived, screaming and confused.
You're not confused.
Wonderful. Ducks, you are a magnificent creature. Would anybody like the chance to rebut?
He said, "But
I will say but.
He said
but.
but a
Okay.
lot. He said but a
But.
lot. I'm starting to think he's like not very safe for work here. He's saying but a lot.
But
I think about butts like pretty much 63% of the time.
Hey, listen,
Well,
that's my job.
All right. Let me get my key in the right place. So I can spam tilde. Okay. This one comes from Granite Elephant. And I lost it in the list and I need to find it again. So we'll just do this one instead. This one comes from Blue Mage. What will the official mayoral hat be? Kliever.
I would say the official mayoral hat. I gotta give it to the Stetson hat, the good old cowboy hat, because nothing embodies our sense of independence and utter fuck you attitude than the cowboy hat. That is the hat that has been worn by revolutionaries, farmers, cowboys, people invading Mexico, everyone for the entirety of the recent times. I think this would be the best addition to the auxiliary mayoral position. Cap is the cowboy hat. Plus, in addition, if the Catboy party wins, you can absolutely fit cat ears under it.
Excellent. Liz.
I think we should make the mayor hat the alligator hat from Metal Gear Solid 3 that really bugged the Major, because then, when the BPL eventually invades after the next patrol, whether we win or not, they will invade, and we can all hide in the lake with the alligator hats, and they'll come in and think, oh, it's just a bunch of alligators, we ought to leave.
Deception. I love it. Brushface.
Ah, the classic bowler hat. Because it goes so well with one's facial hair, which everyone would be able to grow if they so chose, their own wonderful locks. And wouldn't it look so swell with a bowler hat? I think so. Everyone would get one. No doubts.
Sorry, I'm not laughing at your answer. I'm laughing at Diggs. Oh no. All right.
Oh dear.
Ducks.
If I had to pick a hat, it would be something affordable, accessible that anybody could get or make quickly. I would use a comically large paper bag with the sides folded up and the words normal hat written on the side in Sharpie. The taller, the better. That way, anyone that wants to participate can participate simply by grabbing a large paper bag and stealing / borrowing / possibly returning, I don't know, a Sharpie. That way, everyone has a paper bag hat. Why? Again, it's, well, mostly because it's silly. Normal hat.
Would anybody like to rebut?
He said, "But."
But
Yes, actually, I would like to rebut.
You have 30 seconds.
Okay, you see, everyone else's hat idea may be okay, but can they also double as a bowl for beans? I think not.
Actually, Stetsons absolutely can. I wouldn't recommend it because you'll ruin your hat, but in a pinch, it will do. What I would like to say is that I have received insider knowledge as to what Brushface's hat idea actually would be. Diggs, I have sent this to your DMs. Please share with our dear viewers.
You got it. Which, the last one or the one you just sent?
Yeah, the most recent one.
Okay.
All right.
As
Well-
you can see, Brushface intends to eat our brains. He is a parasite and cannot be trusted.
How dare you, sir?
Mr. Speaker, if I
Yeah?
may.
Ducks.
Mr. Brushface's hat, I feel hat idea I feel is very valid because if you have a giant bowl, you always have something to eat out of. So I support bowler hat, whatever. Yes, bowl-y hat.
Wonderful.
I have.
Liz, you have 30 seconds.
So I would like to say that the alligator hat could be used as a bowl, and in fact, it would be the superior bowl because if you know the article I'm talking about of the era of the 1960s, this hat is about as long as you are tall and would serve as an excellent storage space for excess beans.
Ooh.
Excellent. A well thought out answer.
I have Googled alligator hat and I approve of this one as well. Also, Stetsons are classy. I approve of all the answers.
Excellent. Well, moving right along, so we get a lot of these type of questions, which is going to be a BattleTech question. Now, in the interest of not overwhelming our candidates who may or may not be familiar with the universe, we have limited it to just a few. But as BattleTech is something that brings quite a few of us into the Legion Auxiliary, we did like this one. To all candidates, from Lunar Rise, what is your favorite Hunchback variant? Kliever, go.
I'm going to say that I personally do not like the Hunchback, as I find it's designed to be.
Oh, that's weird. He's having communication issues, ladies and gentlemen. It's a technical issue. Just kidding, Kliever. Keep going.
However, if I was forced to use a Hunchback, I would take one of two, either the Laser Vomit version or the one with the AC-20 over the shoulder. Because if you're forced to use it, you may as well take a motherfucker with you.
I'm sorry. I'm going to need a model number.
I believe it's the I want to say 4G or 4J that has an AC-20. I could be wrong. Again, I'm not a Hunchback pilot. I prefer the Marauder.
Liz.
So I don't actually know the designations. I could probably look them up real quick, but I do know which Hunchback I always like to use. It's the classic one with the giant gun, and that's because more DACA good and big big gun good, and it knocks everything down well. And in the periphery, we like spare parts. And not only is the whole platform spare parts, but that one in particular has the extra cheap parts.
Excellent. And for your own consideration, and for those watching at home, the standard hunchback with the AC-20 is the 4G. Brushface.
Hey,
Well, I would have to go with the HBK4P for the 6 additional medium lasers that it would be able to DACA someone's face in quite nicely, I think. That would be the variant of choice, because who doesn't want to die by green disco lights?
Very fair. Ducks.
Being a gentleman associated with the BattleTech universe, I pilot mechs like a lunatic, and as such, I choose the Hunchback 6S for the simple reason that gigantic shotgun good, enemy face bad.
Would anybody like a chance to rebut? Excellent. The correct answer was, in fact, the 4P.
4P. God's chosen hunchback.
God's chosen
He said-
hunchback. Yes, sir.
He said P.
All right,
did
so
say
this
P.
question comes from me. This was originally intended for Mr. Ducks, but everyone can answer. How can mirrors be real if our eyes aren't real? Wait, no, that's completely wrong. Yeah, how can mirrors be real if our eyes aren't real? Sorry, it got typed in wrong. Kliever.
Well, you see, our eyes are real. But in fact, some people may think their eyes are not real. This is because they are currently trapped inside of a simulation, enslaved by the parasite race that Brushface is from. We must break them free and feed them the correct pill. The correct pill is the bean pill. The bean pill shall set you free and show you the truth of the world around you and free you from your alien bonds.
Excellent. Liz, how can mirrors be real if our eyes aren't real?
So that's an easy one. We don't know if they're real. We don't even know if eyes are real. We don't know any of it. We just go on a whim because pondering this would drive us mad and insane, trying to process the world around us for what it truly is. And I forgot where I am.
You're among friends. Brushface.
Well, you see, science has shown us that mirrors are actually gateways to other realms, other dimensions that mirror our own, hence the name mirror, right? You see how that plays out. And they could be real if we imagine them to be with with the bulbous things within our faces that we call eyes. Should they actually be real? It's all very confusing, but I'm sure the people that have studied these things know exactly what they're talking about. But to go on what Kliever had mentioned before, he wants to feed us to things. Oh, I'm taken aback. I am taken aback. He's trying to feed us to monsters. Ugh.
The only monster in here is you brush-faced parasite piece of shit.
All right. Ducks.
Could you repeat, for the sake of psychological trauma, could you repeat the question?
Of
one
course.
more again?
It's very simple. The question is, how can mirrors be real if our eyes aren't real?
The great noble final master debater Exemplus, I would like to pose that this question can only have come from a state of lunacy, sleep deprivation, and or eating some very, very bad cheese. And I am not equipped to answer this question because my eyes don't even work, sir. I find your question questionable, and your delivery concerning. Please go find out and smell the cheese in your fridge to make sure it hasn't turned.
Fair enough.
All right, for 1 second, we have a special guest coming in soon as he hears. But actually, continue on. I'm gonna wait for him.
All right.
Well, I do have a rebuttal.
Excellent.
One, it goes to MadDucks, and he said Master Debater, and I found that funny.
That's his title.
I am the final master debater. If anyone else has a
Da-da-da-da.
rebuttal, let me
One
know.
could say Exemplus master debates all day.
Da-da-da-da-da. Great. Now I got that in my head.
Yes, you do. All right. This one
All
comes
right, real
from...
quick, we're going to cut, and we have non-elect, don't confuse one here. Please make your statement known to everybody.
Hello, this is that confused one of the do not vote for me at all. I am not going to be mayor, I will never be your leader, and I am not here to be a leader, so do not vote for me. Vote for someone else, like, say, Taco Bell. Later.
Thank you. All right, continue.
Sage words from that confused one. Thank you for the guest
Technically
spot.
a mayor candidate. Don't vote for him.
It's technically a mayor candidate. Please do not vote for him. Okay, this one comes from Storm Song. How will you tuck us into bed at night? Kliever.
You see, I shall introduce the art that was introduced to my people many, many generations ago when we were still house pets. You will be wrapped into a blanket in the sacred ritual known as the forming of the burrito.
Huh?
Okay. Liz, how will you tuck the ox in at night?
So, I will make sure we have the comfiest beanbag, and you will be placed into the beanbag and wrapped up in a blankie. And then I'm gonna make sure you have a hot, warm glass of milk. And if you're lactose intolerant, we can find an alternative. But yeah, like a hot chocolate. And if you're allergic to chocolate, like I am, tea maybe. And yeah, and we'll just put on a nice program for you to watch, so you can just lull yourself to sleep, and it'll be nice. And we'll make sure you have the Blage shark to squeeze.
Excellent. Now, point of clarification for the audience, Liz. You said you would place them into the beanbag. Do you mean like a tauntaun?
Like a giant beanbag that's really soft and filled with like memory foam or something.
Right, but would you place them into it like Han placed Luke Skywalker into the tauntaun, or would you merely place them on top of it?
Oh, I thought everyone climbs inside the beanbag like a tauntaun, don't they? Really?
If they don't deserve to be mayor.
I would like to have a taste of tauntaun.
Brushface, how will you tuck the ox in at night?
Gently, lovingly, unlike Kliever, who would try to wrap you up like a cat would and smother you to death. But lovingly and gently.
Lovingly and gently is the way to go. MadDucks.
I'm. I regret to inform you that my answer was going to be beanbag, electric blanket, and a dinosaur stuffy. And mentally, I was going back and forth between that and, ironically, in a tauntaun. Both of my answers have been invalidated by those that came before me, which I think is fair. So I give one imaginary internet point to LizardMom because she answered better than mine was with the same thing. So she gets everybody give her golf clap, please.
I am also very interested in being placed into the beanbag like a tauntaun, so that'll be interesting to see. Would anybody like a rebuttal?
Yes, I would just like to say that nobody is going to smother you here except for Brushface. Even my two other candidates, LizardMom and MadDucks, would never do such a thing. But Brushface, quite literally, wants to put something over your nose and mouth. He wants to smother you, Auxlandians. He wants to kill you. Purge the
15
heretic.
seconds.
Burn the alien. We can do this. Don't vote Brushface.
I would like to rebut.
We can do this.
You have 30 seconds.
In reference to Mr. Kliever's ramble, I have generic dad beard, so by default I already have mustache plus. So, yeah.
Shit.
He's been infected.
You hear that, you ball of fur?
Yeah, at least
That's
I'm a
right.
ball of fur. You managed to look like half completed.
Oh.
Oh,
That
all
burn.
right. Well, we'll see how this plays out.
What, they start waxing you and give up halfway through?
That was
Yes,
actually pretty good. That was
I
snappy.
would like
He gets a
yes,
point.
If you could, yeah, find his location.
And do the deed. Yes, quickly. Thank you.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. You fucking want it?
What?
Anyway, moving right along. So this is from Smooth Brain. How many human teeth do you think could fit in your lungs? Kliever.
Can I just what? Who asked that question?
Smooth Brain.
Okay, hey Diggs, can you do me a favor? Can you start the paperwork for a restraining order? I'm gonna need one on that fucking guy.
You got it.
Secondly, Smooth Brain, please seek help.
Food's here for everybody, by the way.
Seek help. What the fuck? Just
Pizza
seek
rolls?
help.
No,
I
it's just a
got
whole bunch of
nothing for
McDonald's
this.
cheeseburgers. It's all we can afford.
Nice, thank you, Diggs.
Just
Anything.
fucking seek help.
And some Trident after you eat because it's going to be gross.
Excellent. Liz, how many human teeth do you think could fit in your lungs?
I don't know how many lungs I even have. Why too long? Therefore, I think about 3 teeth and 50 and change.
All right. So is that 350 teeth or is that 3 enormous teeth?
Taste it and find out.
Excellent.
Mm.
Brushface, how many human teeth do you think could fit in your
I'm
lungs?
going to fit in. I think my
672.
favorite.
Exact. 672.
Wow.
672 exactly.
I
Excellent.
just want a
Exactly.
jawbreaker-sized tooth to eat.
Ducks, how many human teeth do you think you could fit in your lungs?
I'm concerned that I'm better equipped to answer this than I want to be, but the average human lung capacity, with some variation, is roughly 6 liters. And given that the average tooth is roughly 6 millimeters cubed, I think we could probably fit. Is this 1 lung or 2 lungs?
Both lungs.
Both lungs. So I'm going to say roughly 300 teeth. Please, nobody Google that. I don't really want that on anyone's search history. I just happen to have weird bits of it. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Excellent. Would anybody like a chance for a rebuttal on the teeth question?
I'd just like to say that the only reason Brushface knows how many lungs or how many teeth will fit in his lungs exactly,
672.
the only reason he knows that is because he's done it previously with his previous victims. He takes the lungs of his previous victim, or he takes the teeth of his previous victims and stuffs them into the lungs of his current one, and he continues this cycle over and over again. The number will only go up.
I will say that this moderator does appreciate the fact that Mr. Brushface's mustache has done his homework and has prepared wonderfully for this debate by knowing how many human teeth fit in his lungs.
Well, thank you very much for that. Yeah, I work very hard to provide for my Oxlandians.
Yes, you do. This question comes to us from Rail, the man who organized all the questions. He said as he lost it in the giant list of questions. Where is it?
I brought a drink in from Scarab for you, Lizard.
Thank you.
From Rail. Where's Waldo? Kliever.
Well, you see, Waldo is actually a Comstar psyop. He never actually was there, but Waldo
Comstar
is
did
in
nothing
fact
wrong.
Waldo is in fact what Comstar uses to try and make us all paranoid of each other. So that way people, or I should say in air quotes, people, like this brush-faced parasite over here, can slip into our society while we're all busy fighting with each other, because Waldo, you see, is made to resemble a communist. Therefore, they want us all accusing each other of being communists while the space parasite communist right here is hiding amongst us. Don't fall for it, Oxlandians. Don't vote Brushface.
Oh, Liz, where's Waldo?
Waldo is in the 4th dimension, hunting us, stalking us, in our souls, in our minds, in our walls. I know this because the Beatles have told me he's there, for they too are in all of our walls. But they are benevolent, mostly. Waldo is eternal. We don't know his motivations. We can't know. Help! Get me away from Waldo!
Waldo is coming for you. Brushface, where's Waldo?
Waldo is, well, she was right on the money. He's everywhere, and he's nowhere. You don't know where he is. You don't know when he's gonna strike. But you must be careful. And we must band together with our Comstar overlords to try to triangulate where he's at to better secure ourselves for the prosperity of our people, because you never know when he's gonna strike. He's an absolute menace, a monster even. Yes, that's where Waldo is.
Excellent. Ducks, where's Waldo?
Look, Waldo was hit by a truck in Eastcade into a harem anime, and he's piloting giant robots. He's happy. Just let him stay there. Don't try to bring him back. He's happy. Just let him be. It's okay.
Let him be.
All right, so the correct answer was that Waldo is in fact in the fourth dimension, stalking and hunting you right now. How would you combat Waldo? Kliever.
You said he's in the fourth dimension?
I did.
We're going to seal all portals to the fourth dimension. Anyone trying to break the dimensional wall shall meet the brush face that we keep in the basement as an execution method. Don't worry, he's not going to get loose though. We keep him chained up and shock him on occasion when he gets too rowdy.
Excellent. Liz, how are you going to fight Waldo as he pursues you from the fourth dimension?
Well, that's quite simple. You see, the answer is very complicated. We're going to arm up with shotguns and field things, and I saw this great little invention on a live feed about these field things that this neurotic doctor person made up. And I think we should just get those little emitters, and then Waldo can't get near us. And if he does, we'll have shotguns. And if those don't work, we bring out the flamethrowers. And if that doesn't work, we just coat the entire region in Agent Orange and hope for the best.
Very thorough. Brushface.
Well, we would have to see if we can work alongside the Foundation and probably the GOC, and utilizing Scranton reality anchors, we would be able to wall him off within that dimension, possibly even a pocket dimension, securing ourselves from his wrath.
Very prudent. Ducks. How would you combat Waldo?
You see, it's actually very simple. He's in the fourth dimension. We live primarily in the third dimension. I propose, and bear with me, all we have to do
Bears with
is
you.
relocate our sense of reality, our location within time and space slightly to the left. Then, where we were, we leave a sign that said, "We moved, it's over, yes, goodbye, move on without us." And then he will come back to where we were, and then instead we won't be there anymore, and he'll realize the relationship was toxic and he needs to go move on with his life. And if that doesn't happen, we'll hit him with a restraining order or break his kneecaps.
Excellent. Very violent. Would anybody like a chance for a rebuttal?
I'm just saying, we can't trust Brushface. He's a parasite. Don't vote for Brushface. Vote for anyone but Brushface. Please, my fellow.
Kliever, you seem to be breaking up. I apologize. Must be something wrong with the Discord. I did find that question from Granite. Unless anybody wants another rebuttal.
He said, "But
This juice is really good.
Thank you.
What kind of juice are you drinking?
Dumbish juice.
Nice. So I did find that question from Granite Elephant. From Granite, beans above, below, before, or after the Franks? Kliever.
I believe that would all depend on personal preference and your intent for the Frank. I will need more context in order to answer
no
that
context.
correctly.
You have a minute, 20 seconds.
Well, you see, I think this is a very good question, however. So, in that mindset, I think that this question should probably go alongside the one that we are going to put on the statue commemorating Tex. What we're going to do is actually, Tex is already going to have a statue with his question inscribed on a tablet below it. See, what we're going to do with this question is we're going to take a statue, we're going to make it out of a hot dog with beans both before, during, and after the Frank. We're going to put that in the statue, right? Not only will this be a statue, but inside of it will be encased one of said Franks. Just to really commemorate the
You have
moment,
30
we're going to
seconds.
encase it in resin. And what we're going to do is just put that statue right next to the other one. We're going to make sure, though, in case MadDucks is planning to move us in the dimensional place, that we take that with us, though. We don't want to leave that behind. We don't want to leave that for the Brushface parasites when they try to take over. However, I think they'll have a tough time getting through the minefield that the Catboy party will be laying.
10 seconds.
That is all.
Okay, and real quick, Kliever, are you actively making these memes that you're sending to Tiggs?
Yep.
I would never do such a thing. That would be influencing the election and spreading propaganda.
That's amazing.
Then no.
Liz, beans above, below, before, or after the Franks?
See, I believe that it's like Kliever. I believe it's context dependent. However, unlike Kliever, I will explain each context. You see, they should be above the beans if it's a dish that could potentially have bread or other things in it. Put them above the beans to make a nice little garnish. If it's just Franks and beans, the traditional way, I believe below, because they will naturally sink there. There's nothing we can do about it. We must embrace this world and all of its chaos, and then stir the Franks to the middle of the beans. And then, yes, actually, middle of the beans. Middle of the beans is superior because it's chaos, it's entropy. They will not stay, but we will make them stay. All hail the Franks' middle beans!
A very passionate answer. Brushface, beans above, below, before, or after the Franks?
Well, that's a very simple answer to a very elegant question. Yes. Simply stated, yes. All the beans in all the places, yes. Thank you. Next question, please.
Excellent. Ducks, beans above, below, before, or after the Franks?
I honestly feel that I don't have anything witty enough after the three answers that I've just experienced, so I surrender my chance to answer simply because I think that all the other answers were better than anything I've got.
All right. So we are going to offer no rebuttal for this question, but I do have it on very good authority that the correct answer was yes. Congratulations,
Okay,
Brushface.
Rigged.
Good job.
From Maze Hughes. How many burgers and toppings will be allotted to each Oxlander? Kliever.
Could you repeat the question?
How many burgers and toppings will be allocated to each Oxlander?
As many as you want. If we run out, we will simply raid our neighbors for more. Except the Capellans. We really shouldn't go there looking for food. They don't have any. They don't know what food is. That said, we should go there anyway to fuck them up because they are Capellans. They're not people. However, as much as you want a emphasis on more meat, more beans, more condiments too, overall, I think, yes, we absolutely should not limit our amount of toppings and such for the burgers. I say we just raid all the great houses and we take theirs. We can do it.
Kliever, you are a master at not answering the questions. Liz.
I did answer it.
It's no.
My answer is that I believe all the toppings, all the time. Let's go. Full send. This burger needs to be towered to the sky. Give it to everyone. If it's too messy, I do apologize. Try to partition the toppings off as best you can, but you are getting all of them, and I really do hope you like it. It'd be very unfortunate if you didn't. The mining party worked very hard to provide these burgers.
Point of clarification for the audience, Liz. Are you saying that all the toppings will be mandatory?
Actually, yes. And that disgusts me because I can't stand any toppings whatsoever. But this is the hill I'm dying on, allegedly.
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 Brushface.
Well, let's see. As much as whatever it is you desire, and as a person who supports the meth weasels, I would send them in to go and collect any toppings that we needed, much as I would have to agree with Kliever on this one. Raid all the other great houses if necessary, though it pains me to admit such. But yes, I would be happy to expand upon and whatever topping you desire, and it doesn't have to be even traditional. That's what I'm trying to get at here. It doesn't have to be traditional at all. It could be meth, in copious amounts of it too, and which I would have to say is much yes in that department. Yes.
You heard it. You heard it here first, folks. Brushface supports meth. MadDucks.
Kind final master debater Exemplus, could you please repeat the question? I've recently suffered brain damage.
No problem. To find it. Hold on. How many burgers and toppings will be allotted to each Auxlander?
So, as many among us may know, being a founder and proprietor and purveyor, and dare I say, proud supporter of burgerism as a form of religion, I believe in a sustainable burger economy. This means that for every person, we need to allot this as many burgers as a person can eat in per day. Let's say 3, 5, maybe 6 on a hungry day. So we need to have a good infrastructure to support as many stable amount of burgers incoming and being produced per day, as many as possible. So I think that how many burgers that each person should be allotted, it will vary a little, but I believe that there should be enough burger supply for everyone. For I'd say unto thee, praise burger.
Praise burger.
I have a rebuttal.
Liz, you have 30 seconds.
Imagine not putting meth on your burgers. Why is that even mentioned as an option? It's part of the core ingredients. That's not a topping. That's part of the meat.
Very classy answer.
I have a rebuttal to the rebuttal.
You have 30 seconds.
Liz said, but that is all.
I have a rebuttal to the rebuttal to the rebuttal.
You have 10.
What? See, this is some bullshit.
5 seconds left.
You see, we can't vote for Brushface, okay? Brushface is going to kill us all right? We all need to stand up to the Parasite and to Comstar. We can do this, Aux. Don't vote for him. If you want to keep your burgers, and you want to keep your toppings, and you want to keep your...
Speaking of Comstar, this debate is brought to you by Comstar.
And
As a
Primark
presenter
Pizza.
myself, I have to say that Comstar did nothing wrong, and we seem to be having selective service outages in Kliever's area, which is odd, but not unwelcome.
Primark Pizza. Nice.
Okay. There's a funny one in here I wanted to ask. Oh, here it is. This question comes to us from Omega. Omega asks, breasts or thighs?
Oh.
And with what sauce for your chicken, Kliever?
I'm going to say thighs, because the dark meat is usually more moist. It's a little more wet. You know, the thighs are usually wet. So what you should go with then is also some honey mustard. Honey mustard pairs well. However, I know a lot of people prefer ranch, you know. It can be quite nice to spread some ranch over some nice wet thighs.
Excellent. Liz, breasts or thighs? And with what sauce
Yes.
for your chicken?
Yes, and I don't do sauce on chicken. Just butter.
Butter's the sauce.
Ooh, butter then.
Brushface.
Well, that's quite the pickle, isn't it? I mean, thighs. Thighs do save lives, as they do say. So I would have to also agree with thighs. And all of the sauce. All the sauce. It's really not much of a question, to be honest. I mean, who doesn't like thighs?
A fair question. MadDucks.
Having managed a Popeyes establishment in the past, I, to this day, will go and would get a 3-piece, 1 breast and 2 thighs spicy, with as many packs of Mardi Gras mustard, which is a mustard-based sauce that has horseradish in it to give it a little bite. And now I will admit I'm not as young as I used to be. I can't eat a 3-piece anymore, but I can still have 1 breast and 1 thigh, and then, be worthless for an hour at work. Unfortunately, this means that I defer entirely to each person's preference. I appreciate both of them, doubly so if they are spicy. Everyone likes hot thighs and hot. Anyway, we're done there.
We are done there, bud. Would anybody like a chance to rebut?
He said,
He said
but.
All right. This question comes from the local mailman, Vendret. What are you ordering from Slobbies, Kliever?
Well, I'm definitely not ordering people. I would say that would definitely be not on the menu at Slobbies. You see, my opponents, like Brushface over here, would definitely say that Slobbies is people. That is because they want to distract us from the real threat. That is the Brushface menace, a parasite that seeks to subjugate our people. That said, I'm going to get the Slobbies double stacker burger with probably some, I'd say, spicy mustard, probably half sour pickles or new dill, either one. Probably throw some cheddar cheese on there. Have the burgers cooked medium, not anything more than that. Want to keep them juicy still. Each is a quarter-pound patty, by the way. It's a sesame seed bun, however, pretzel would also be a acceptable answer. However, I would recommend if you go with the pretzel bun, you should absolutely switch out the mustard for beer cheese. Beer cheese goes on everything. If you have not tried it, try it. Beer cheese is
Pretty
great.
delicious, yeah.
Uh,
Love a
that
beer
said,
cheeseburger.
exactly. That said, if you vote for Brushface, know that you're voting for a future where we can't have beer cheese. We can't have anything because we'll all be dead. Don't vote for Brushface. Slobbies is not people. Don't listen to
You have
him.
6 seconds. All right. Liz.
So I'd first like to state that Slobbies may or may not be people. I don't know. None of us know. It's a hotly contested debate subject of our time. However, I will say, excuse me, choked on a bone from my Slobbies. But I do think the Slobbies Supreme with extra barbecue sauce is fantastic. I get it plain, personally, but it is quite good, especially the fact that they use extra meth in their meat.
Excellent. For that extra kick in the mid-afternoon. Brushface.
Well, if we're talking about Slobbies, we need to go to the correct Slobbies, not the one that's on the corner of 4th and Charleston. No, we don't go to that Slobbies. We go to the good Slobbies. You know, it's the opposite direction. And there you want to go with the Polish sausage. That's right, the Polish sausage. It is filled to the brim with juice. And your side of beans of choice, of course, because who wouldn't want such delectable delights? And really, I mean, I like to take things as they are, not get them too fuddled up with extra flavors. Because if you cannot taste it and enjoy it as is, and it needs to have other things added to, is it really even good food? No. So I would go and get their Polish sausage, the 6-footer.
An excellent choice. Ducks.
Well, first of all, the Slobbies near me has rebuilt the drive-through, and now it accommodates tractors, and I think that that's a nice touch. Now, second of all, I go through this drive-through on my tractor, as you do, and I always get the Slobbies Seconds Slider Special, and it's $4.69, and then they let you, for no additional charge, add horse sauce, menthol crunch, and full throttle pickles. Now, there is a Department of Health tax, as you do, and after the Comstar sales tax, it comes out to 69, 690. And it's just a nice meal, nice quick lunch to eat while you drive your tractor back out in the field.
Excellent. Does anybody have a rebuttal that's not specifically against Brushface?
Well, you see, I would, because you see, Brushface over here said that he would prefer to not have things on his burger. He said that if you have too many things on it, you can't taste it. Is it really good food? See, this goes back to a previous question when he did not want to give us condiments on the burgers. This shows he will not give us condiments on the burgers. He won't give us fucking meme. He will not give us condiments on the burgers. He won't give us any of that. He's gonna kill us all. Don't vote.
No, a Comstar outage. How crazy.
How dare you, sir, again slandering my good, noble name. No, you can have whatever you choose. I choose to have things as they were intended to be. Pure, simple, to the point.
All right.
Just said he only wants it pure. He's
Does anybody else have a rebuttal?
I have a rebuttal.
Liz, you got 30 seconds.
I like things plain, but that's a personal preference. I think all the toppings should be available. And in the case of our free mandatory burger rations, all of us, as I've previously stated, they're all mandatory. If you don't like it, well, I'm sorry, you can try and move them off your plate, but you're getting them. As for your slobbies, that's entirely on you, and no one can take that from you.
Burger rations? Excuse me, mandatory? Coming from a person who is allergic to chocolate? I can't believe what I'm hearing.
I don't make the rules.
All right. This question comes for us from Little Fox. Little Fox asks, how would you torment your theme park guests? Kliever.
How would I torment my theme park guests?
Yes.
Well, that's simple. I just throw him to Brushface. He's a parasite. He's great at tormenting people. That's all he ever does. See, that's why you can't vote for him. He's going to kill us all. He's just going to put us all in the torture chamber.
Damn.
You can't trust him. It will be parasite hell.
All right. Liz.
Wait, what was the question?
How will you torment your theme park guests?
Oh. Well, that's easy. I just have to exist to cause that, but we'll probably involve copious amounts of improperly placed benches off by certain angles, pictures that aren't hung straight, lots of roller coasters that aren't level, tables that aren't square, things of that nature, the little things, the things where you go and think, oh, this park would be great if that lizard wasn't there, but then suddenly it sinks in, something isn't right, nothing's right, what is wrong, what is reality? Good night.
Excellent. Brushface.
Well, thank you again, Chuck, for the questions. You're doing a wonderful job moderating, by the way. I would have a one-way, one of those, what do you call them? Doors that only allow you to enter in one direction, but you cannot exit the other. Anyways, so they would enter into my lovely park that would be devoid of any restrooms whatsoever. They would have chock's amount of all the food and drinks that they could want at a ridiculously reduced price, and then just take away all the bathrooms and just let that just ride itself out.
Excellent. Ducks, how would you torment your theme park guests?
My theme park guests, tormenting them in this case, would be a multi-level plan, with each particular part being a small part of a larger whole. From the moment that you walk into the theme park, the concrete is white, and it looks clean, but it's too white, too bright. And when the sun is shining, you need sunglasses. What are we going to sell all around our theme park? Sunglasses, specifically pit vipers, or we're going to go with pit vipers. But the bathroom stall doors will have hinges that are made to move very, very slowly. Why? Because we are going to play Weird Al's Yoda on repeat in all of the bathrooms. And then by the time they're leaving the bathrooms, we are going to sell them a snow cone, a wedding cake snow cone. Why? Because it's white and it will blind them and they will want to purchase more pit vipers. Why? And then cotton candy. Cotton candy doesn't have to be colored. It will also be a light color that will reflect a lot of lights. Then at night, we will have lots of lamps everywhere. We will sell them pit vipers in the middle of the night. It will be hilarious and quite profitable.
10 seconds. Okay. This one did, much like some of our questions, did have a correct answer. The correct answer was make them play open TTD.
Fuck you.
All right, so we are going to have one more serious question before we move into the silly lightning round.
Lightning round.
So after this one last serious question, which I have saved the best for last in my humble opinion, the lightning round will proceed as each of you will be addressed questions in order. The others will not have a chance to rebut or rebut or just butt. So the final question from Scarab. Who should I vote for that isn't you, and why? Kliever.
I would say, if anyone, you should vote for LizardMom, because she's a very nice person. She's rather competent in most things. She's not a space parasite that's going to kill us all, unlike Brushface. If you don't want to vote LizardMom, vote for MadDucks. Just whatever you do, don't vote for Brushface, or we're all gonna fucking die. And not in the good kind of die. That's not death by snoo-snoo, that's death by suffocation from a space parasite that slowly clamps over your nose and mouth.
Excellent. So just a follow-up question, Kliever. How much do you charge Brushface rent in your brain?
He's not in my brain. He couldn't handle my
Debatable.
brain. If he was stuck in my brain, I'm pretty sure he would have shot himself by now.
All right, Liz. Who should I vote for that isn't you, and why?
Well, I think probably MadDucks is the most wholesome of the bunch. He's very nice, very calm, and he is also Chaos Incarnate, much like my platform is based on. So I do think he'd be a good substitute. Kliever does have the memes, and he's been awfully nice, so at risk of this sounding like bias due to a compliment I literally just received, Kliever would be after MadDucks. And Brushface, I really don't have a comment on. I do firmly believe he is a space alien. It's made pretty obvious. And I do think he'd kill us all. But if you're the nihilist type, I mean, go for it, fam.
All right. Well, we do have a posture check, so all of our candidates, please adjust your posture, sit upright, put your feet on the ground.
Absolutely
Brushface,
popped.
who should I vote for that isn't you, and why?
Well, if I had to choose, if I was in your particular predicament and had to make such an irrational and difficult choice, well, it would have to, no doubt, come down to the man who quacks much, as it was he who put me on this path. Which, by the way, thank you so much for your initial endorsement and putting me into this position of great responsibility. Thank you for that. And as a side note, who I would have to avoid would no doubt be the person who was stationed above me in this whole course, who seems to be incredibly irrational and rather unhinged. And yes, to answer the question you asked him, the amount of rent that I must pay to be within the walls confines of his mind is exorbitant, but we soldier on.
You do seem to be there quite a bit. Ducks, who should I vote for that isn't you, and why?
In all honesty, genuine, not a script, nothing silly. I came here today prepared myself to vote for LizardMom for a few reasons. One, she is wholesome. She's a very nice person. She's a great representative of the auxiliary. I honestly think that she would make a great mayoral candidate. She encourages other people. She is there when she can be, and I've never heard her say a cross word towards anyone. I honestly, 1000% came here prepared to vote for her. Dead fact.
Same.
I'm gonna cry, thank you.
All right. A very, very well thought out answer. Liz, you are definitely valued and appreciated here. Would anybody like a chance for a rebuttal?
Yes, I'd like to say don't vote Brushface. He does not live in my mind. He is actually banned from my mind. You should have seen the damage he did. He is a horrible renter. He did rent from me once. He complained that my music was too loud when I had no music playing and tried to strong arm me into lowering the rent. So I wound up having to evict him, and on top of that, he squatted. I had to actually pay him to leave. The amount of which was no less than 29,000 C-bills, and I'm coming from memory here, so I don't even know if that's correct, but it was definitely at least that much or more. Don't trust
I'm
Brushface, he's a liar.
Look, I tried to tell you that there were leaks in the pipes and you just didn't believe me. I had to go out and pay my own plumber to get that fixed, okay? That's on you.
There were no leaks. Paying your cousin to come over and drink
If
a
I may
few
rebut.
beers on the weekend was not a plumber.
You may, Ducks.
How much time do I have?
30 seconds.
Quack. Quack.
Thank you, Ducks.
Quack.
You-
Quack. Quack. Let me think here. A quack. And finally, quack.
Still got 15 seconds.
Quack. 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 And quack. Quack. And finally, I call a grumble in chat. Everybody, please, all caps, grumble.
Grumble,
Bonus
grumble.
points for highlighting it. Grumble.
All right. Well, excellent. So, I apologize if we did not get to your question. We had quite a few submissions. Another huge shout out to Rail, who went through the eclectic question submission channel and gave me this nice list with the checkboxes. Rail, this is excellent. You did a phenomenal job. Big shout out to the Magic Cock himself. But we're moving on to the lightning round, so I have to pull up the silly questions. So bear with me one moment. Where is it? You guys should see my desktop. I've got like 15 windows open. It's insane.
Why are you limiting yourself to only?
All right.
Don't let your memes be dreams. Open up 99 pages.
Okay, this was done by Monkey
99
Biz,
pages.
who is a professional money wizard for the auxiliary. So big shout out to Monkey Biz and his support of the auxiliary with his magic number madness. You are given a bottle of Malort and a fully stocked bar. What cocktail do you make, consisting of at least 50% Malort, to accompany either one hot dog or one slice of pizza? This one's going to Liz.
Could you repeat it, please? I'm sorry.
You're fine. You're given a bottle of Malort and a fully stocked bar. What cocktail do you make, consisting of at least 50% Malort, to accompany either one hot dog or one slice of pizza? You have 30 seconds.
Replace the A in Malort with an I. We're making Malort. Add milk.
All right. Hot dog or pizza?
Oh, me. Pizza.
Excellent. All right. Moving on. This one comes from Zero Paladin. And this one's going to be for Ducks. You run a tavern. You're getting your first bottles of liquor. You will have the same number of customers and the same revenue regardless of what you bring in. What liquor is it that you're serving? You have 30 seconds.
The liquor that I would serve would unabashedly be my absolute favorite liquor in the entire world, and that would be Glenmorangie Quinto Ruban. There are better liquors, and I don't care. That's mine. So I would just have a wall of Quinto Ruban scotch, and you would walk in, and it'd be like one or two, and then, we'd go from there. There are better choices, again. I dream one day of owning a Dalmore, a bottle of that, but that's out of financial reach. But Glenmorangie Quinto Ruban, it's a good scotch.
You're out of time. Thank you, Doug. So I did not plan this, but this is how it's going to work out. So this question is for Kliever.
Oh no.
Kliever, why is animal urine a trait of Sauvignon Blanc that people actually desire? You have 30 seconds.
What?
Why is animal urine a trait of Sauvignon Blanc that people actually desire? You have 18 seconds.
Well, I'm just going to say that name sounds French, so I wouldn't know because France is not real. You see, I don't come up with imaginary countries to and languages to name my stuff after.
Fans
So
as
I have
real.
no idea what Sauvignon Blanc or whatever it was.
You're out
is.
of it. You're out of time. It's a wine.
Blah, blah, blah.
Okay, this one comes from. Oh no, Sonar. I can't read that one on the air. These were not vetted, so bear with me. Brushface. War.
You sent me that.
What is it good for?
Brushface. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. We said war. What is it good for?
Correct.
Absolutely nothing. And everybody knows it.
All
Unless it's your bottom line, in which case it's the best thing ever.
All right. Now we're just going to go back to going down the list because doing it individually was difficult, and I don't want to do that. So we'll start with Kliever again. Kliever, is a hot dog a sandwich or a taco?
I would say this depends on your school of thought. As per shape, it definitely fits the bill of taco, unless you're like my family who keeps getting the buns that separate in the package. Is annoying as fuck, then it would count as a sandwich. However, if the school of thought is depending on the bread used, then it will be closer to a sandwich.
10 seconds. All right, you've heard it here, folks. Kliever doesn't like it when you split his buns with a wiener. Okay.
Don't make me come over there. I will fucking come over there.
Liz. Okay. Some of these are fucking crazy.
It's okay, take your time.
Oh, some of them are just.
I want you to realize you took Sonar's question out because it was too bad. Look at the shit you caused in Twitch chat.
I don't see it.
Oh no. Okay.
Well, that's not soundboard.
Liz, which monster truck would you be and why?
Ooh. So I don't know the monster truck. It's too familiar. I haven't been to a monster jam since I was very small. But I remember there was the one that was called Gravedigger or something. I'm not a fan of that one, but it's the only one I can actually name off the top of my head. But probably something like that, only reptile themed if I could make up my own. Because it's just big and it's like a van. And vans are fun because you can paint all kinds of art on them. So yeah, something like that, but an alligator van or maybe
You're
a
out of
snake
time.
van.
Good band.
All right. Thank you. Snake Van it is. Brushface. Today is Dig's birthday. What do you get him?
Well, again, wonderful question there, Chuck. I get him the biggest possible bear hug I could muster. Though him being a bear would be rather small, considering I myself am not a bear, but I would do my best to give him that bear hug.
Excellent. And this one is actually addressed to Ducks, so it's appropriate that he's next up on the list. I lost it.
You can find it. I believe in you.
What would your perfect 24-hour MRE be? What would the breakfast be? What courses would it have? And what snacks?
Am I allowed to just say boxed up to-go plates of Waffle House? 3 of them. 3 all-star breakfast from Waffle House with 6-minute waffles, of course, and grits, and a hash brown, smothered covered capped. Just 3 containers of Waffle House, and a full thermos of just coffee.
Excellent.
Probably die, but whatever.
Excellent. So this one is from Den Sad. He asks, and this is for Kliever, why did I download and listen to all of the farts?
Well, there may be a few reasons. However, I think you should really see a therapist because I believe you may have a fart. That is certainly on the stranger side of things, and I'm going to ask you to stay over there in the containment zone away from me. Thank you.
Okay. So this one comes from Don't Feed the Trolls. He who controls the beans controls the ox. What will you do as mayor to ensure the beans will flow, Liz?
Well, we're going to open a new mining shaft Now that I'm in charge, I don't care about the treaty with the BPL. We're busting open the bean mines, and everyone will have beans. Those beans will be flowing out of the mine. It'll be a hazard. No miners will die, because that's illegal and against their contract, and we'd have to resurrect them anyway. But yes, we're going to mine up the beans, and the beans will flow through our veins.
Excellent. Brushface. This one comes from Don't Feed the Trolls. What are your plans for world domination?
Very simple. Beans. All the beans. You see, the way we can dominate is by controlling the bean market, a bean economy, begonomy, as it were. And through that method, we'll be able to control the world in a safe, legal fashion that wouldn't put any lives in danger, unlike this whole mining operation that sounds rather hazardous, in which I'm sure OSHA would have a word or two to have about that thing, but I digress.
Excellent. MadDucks. This one comes from Vendret, our local mailman. What is the best burger meat, and why is it Catboy?
As a legal representative of Slobbies, now with drive-through that will accommodate a tractor, I will not answer this question without 6 lawyers, all armed to the teeth, present and telling me what to say, because we've had 69 lawsuits, and since that's hilarious, I do not want another one to bump it up to 70. My apologies, and thank you.
Excellent. So again, not planning this, I'm literally going down the list. Kliever.
There shall be no Catboy meat.
This one came from Storm Song.
Oh no.
What is the best video game ever, and why is it open TTD?
I thought that came from Cloptologist. So, Stormsong, first off, I want to tell you to go fuck yourself. Secondly, I want to tell you to go fuck yourself. Thirdly, I want to tell you to go fuck yourself. And please, do me a favor, spend a lot of time with Brushface in a very closed in space with a locked door from the outside. And don't come back out. You make me sad. I hate that game so much.
All right, now it's your time.
Fuck you.
So this one comes from Don't Feed the Troll, and it's going to Liz.
Good guy.
When the war for the New World government breaks out, which side will you be on? Cat people or lizard men, and why? We can just say people.
Well, I side with the lizards, because lizards are friends. We just want to steal your heat. We just want... Well, who doesn't want to snuggle a bunch of lizards? I personally... I have a type, so please, no soliciting. However, lizards. I like lizards. They're fun.
Excellent. Brushface. One big wrench or many tiny wrenches?
Oh, well, that's easy.
From Summer.
One big wrench, because you can get a lot of force behind that thing when you're trying to take out the other powers that are trying to control the AUX. I mean, little wrenches, yes, you can dodge those, but you can't dodge a big wrench, I can tell you that much.
Your Dodger ball.
That's right.
Okay. MadDucks. What is your favorite Metal Gear?
That would be a 12-tooth cog. It's it's fairly common. You can find them around, and most hardware stores. You can even get some with made to support pulleys for raising heavy loads up up to the ceiling when you're mounting things overhead as a do. Now you have to either have a 2-to-1 or 2-to-3 or 3-to-2 ratio. Again, it depends on what you're lifting, how much rope you have to work with, how there's statics goes into this equation. But I'm going to go with just your generic 12-tooth cog.
12-tooth cog. Do we have a diameter? You're out of time, but can you give us a diameter?
Most of them are about 6 inches wide.
Excellent. Which is very, very big, from what I'm told. Kliever, what is beyond Thunderdome?
Are we talking about the movie or...
You have 25 seconds.
Well, if we're talking about the movie, it is a very good Mad Max movie. However, I'll say is my least favorite of the bunch. It got a little too childish toward the end.
From Custicious.
However, the Thunderdome is how we're going to resolve legal disputes in the AUX from now on, if I am elected. Because 2 men enter, 1 man leaves. How can you argue with trial by combat?
Excellent. Liz. How do you take your bean juice, Liz?
Bean juice.
From Den.
I think I just threw up a little bit. However, bean juice. If I'm going to be drinking bean juice, it's going to be good old-fashioned baked bean juice, the kind you get in the original can of the D-sized battery ones. That stuff. I'm going to drink that. Just straight from the can.
Excellent.
All right.
All right. Well, at the risk of sorting through this list and, more awkward pauses, I think we'll cut it here. So what I'd like to do next to wrap up is I'd like to give each candidate as much as 2.5 minutes to give a closing statement, to rally people to your cause, to complain about another candidate, whatever you feel. This is your time. You can say whatever you want as long as it's within permissible bounds. We'll start with Kliever. Kliever, you have 2 minutes, 30 seconds to say whatever you like. Go for it.
Sorry, I'm reading Vendrette's debate with MadDucks about catboy meat being kosher or halal. That one threw me off. Okay, so I'm just saying, don't vote for Brushface. I don't care who you vote for otherwise, but don't vote for Brushface. But in addition to that, if you vote for me, know that I am plotting to take over the world and leave you the fuck alone. I have no idea or no plans to impact anyone's life other than those of the great houses around us. Except Liao, I don't think we can even call them a great house anymore. They're just, well, a bunch of starving idiots. On top of that, I just want to say that I already plan to not give up if I do win this election, especially if Brushface wins. Because you know what? The future is meow, alright? I will lead a Nyavolution if I have to, okay?
All right. Any final thoughts, Kliever, or is that it?
Listen, I don't have a whole lot of thoughts, but that is a good question though, of if I have any final thoughts here. I think we should really, I think we should have a third statue outside the mayor's trailer. So right next to the tech statue
60
and
seconds.
the bean hot dog statue, we're going to put a big thought bubble. However, it's going to remain empty to further personify the collective AUX mindset of head empty. Because, well, head empty, shotgun loaded. I feel like that should be the AUX's mindset. The future is meow. If you don't vote for me, I'm leading in Evolution. If you do vote for me, I'm leading in Evolution anyway, because I found a treasure trove of cats in military uniforms, and I'm going to milk this meme as long as I have them.
You heard it here first, folks. Kliever milks cats.
I did. Hey, you
All
listen
right.
here, you little shit.
Liz, you've got 2.5 minutes for any statements that you'd like to make to your fan base, to your voter base, to the AUX at large. What would you like to say?
Well, there's a few things. Now, I've noticed a lot of confusion about the mining party's policies, and it's caused concern, rightfully so, I'd say. I'd like to clarify that dying is strictly forbidden under everyone's nanotracing contract in the mines, and if you die, we will bring you back. The death is punishable by death, so we'll have to bring you back, kill you again, then clone you, and your clone will have to carry on their duties as per normal. That's just it's in the contract. We all signed it. If you didn't, you're probably a clone, and it carries. So I'm sorry about that. It doesn't apply to us lizards due to some very violent problems. I'm part of the nanotracing during the contract negotiations, but well, we've just accepted that, unfortunately. Maybe the next round in a year or two we'll get that fixed. The second thing is that noodles are the only noodle. All noodles are noodles now, and I have to ask everyone: are you noodly enough for the noodle club? We need more noodles. And yeah. And thirdly, my slobbies order was subpar. There were too many bones. I think there were even teeth, and I don't know what to say about that. I don't know how it got in the ground meat. I know it's thoroughly processed, but I would like a free burger as a recompense for this. And yeah. And other than that, don't. I'd say the space parasite may or may not kill us all. Keep that in consideration. Um, and yeah, there may or may not be a pile of things in the walls staring at me at this very moment. So I'm just going to slowly back into the shadows and hide under my desk with my elder god of the family crescent wrench.
All right. Brushface, or Mr. Brushface's mustache, rather. You have 2.5 minutes to say whatever you'd like to the aux at large, to your voter base, to anyone you'd like. What do you say?
My fellow Oxlandians, we've listened to many of these candidates and what they have proposed, and as you've heard, they want to steal your heat. They wish to control you in one form or another. I, glorious Oxlandians, simply want to see a better world for us all. No more, no less, beans as much as you desire, hair for every person should they choose. I have made my statements early in this debate, even prior to, in our initial push for Oxlandian Mayor, that I'm here for you, to be your servant, to be a loyal servant of the people. Yes, I understand that it is an important position that many would seek for their own grandizement, their own control, power even. But no, I see it as a position of great responsibility. I would increase the fields of beans as far as the eye could see. I would increase our productions. We would even grow them on the moon. Bold as that may be, I believe in an Oxland unlike any other. We would grow, we would consume, and be merry. We would even be no longer under the choking boot, that of a legion, whom I cannot even properly name at this point. We would be more than we have been, currently are. Help us brush up the ox. Will you do that for me? Will you do that for us all? Let us work together for a brighter future. Thank you.
Well said. And last, but certainly not least, MadDucks. You've got 2.5 minutes to say whatever you'd like to the aux at large and your voter base. What do you say?
Ladies and gentlemen of the auxiliary and the BPL and the audience, everyone involved, I just want to say thank you for joining us here. You have a choice of what you do with your time, and you've chosen to spend it here with us. As much as that means a lot to me. And beyond anything else, the time that I've spent with the aux has really genuinely been a blessing to me. You are my group of lunatics. I don't want to change anything in the aux at all. Everybody is supportive of one another, and honestly, it's good to see people encouraging one another, occasionally doing something dumb together, which is great. That said, I do want you to know that I do not care if you vote for me or anyone else. I only care that you vote. I care that you participate in this and vote for the person that you feel you want to vote for, regardless of what any one of us say. And I repeat, I came here not to vote for myself, but I came here prepared to vote for LizardMom, and I stand by that. And I mean, don't let who I'm going to vote for encourage you. Failing all else, if we want to go with the meme, every single person pins in confused one just to screw with him. Thank you for joining us. And I guess this is where I usually say, why are you here? I've said that a few times.
Excellent. Thank you, Ducks. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our debates for the first mayoral election. I want to definitely kind of reconvey Dux's message. Thank you so much for being here with us. We definitely know that you have a choice in what you do with your free time, especially on a Sunday. So we'd like to thank you all for being here and for being part of this. Now, the mayoral election has been a learning experience for all of us. It's something that we wanted to do. Well, actually,
In
let me
and
take
out 2 weeks next time. That's how it's going to go.
in and out 2 weeks next time. It's something that Diggs wanted to do to make sure that we all had something going on in the AUX to engage with, to feel involved with, to bring us all together as a community. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. We're all people, we're all shit posters, and we all play video games. So we're going to put the voting post up in a little bit. It'll be in the announcements. We will have it restricted so you can only place the 4 candidate messages. So good luck to all of our candidates. Everybody, please remember that Liz does get a 15 bonus vote boon for making the pilk, which was Pepsi mixed with milk.
I can bring that video up. Hold on.
That was actually Dr. Pepper.
It's Dilk.
It was
That's right. It was the Dilk. So Liz gets 15 bonus votes, and the same opportunity was offered to every single one of our candidates. If they drank
Hold up,
the
that
Dilk,
was not offered to me.
It technically was offered to everybody.
I will literally pull up the messages.
Literally posted in announcements.
Oh.
There's still time, Kliever. Make a video of yourself mixing
Hold
Dr.
on,
Pepper
I'm
with
going
milk.
downstairs to the kitchen right fucking now.
My God.
I'm gonna fucking
Anyways, that'll
do
be
it.
posted in the AUX. We're
Fucking
gonna call
try
right
me.
here because we're at limit time. So
We are.
going to say,
So
everybody,
thank you all for joining us.
Thank
Are
you
we
so
going to
much
put
for
all
the
up that
support.
video, or are we going to get out?
If you can get me the video, I can't find it. My computer's struggling to stream because I opened so many tabs.
We will put
My
it.
computer is dying.
We will put it in the announcements folder. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. We're out.
Oh,
gonna go
and
make some dilk,
before
I
we
hate you.
leave, I would like to say thank everyone for the support today. We had a pretty decent hype train, and all the continued support. That money has gone back into the AUX, and I hope you guys enjoy what we reveal at the end of the mayor election. I'm teasing it a little bit on screen with some blocking a lot of the screen, but I hope you guys enjoy what we put together. The art was done by Lady Red. And you guys have a wonderful evening.
Thank you, Diggs. And thank you to everyone.
Bye.
I hate you people.
You heard it
Love you
here.
all.
You heard it,
Peter
everybody.
hates
Don't
you.
Boy Cowboy hates all of you.